Radio is one of the outstanding developments of the 20th century.
The radio transmitter was used for large-scale public entertainment.
Then came computers.
You got to keep up with the times, you know.
Imprints of man's never-ending path of progress.
Back in my day, we didn't have no fancy computer boxes to use.
Shall we play a game?
The internet tied it all together.
The internet gave us a whole world of exciting new possibilities.
A bright new era dawning. A new dimension in communications.
It is possible to establish communication instantaneously from any place at any time.
And now it's the 21st century, and we've made it all toxic.
Hold on to your hats.
Okay, we're ready to roll.
This is Toxic Radio. Don't play it safe. Play it toxic.
That's what I'm talking about.
Planning your Saturday night can be a bit of a bitch.
Saturday night is the loneliest night in the week.
Well, it doesn't have to be. Load up Toxic Radio every Saturday night for the heavy metal happy hour. With the one and only Fishman.
I know that, dude.
There will be interviews, ticket giveaways, a little bit of banter with Toxic Mike, and of course great metal from the 80s all the way through today. Starts at 7 p.m., runs until Fish says it's over.
Everyone get out!
Catch it only on Toxic Radio. Don't play it safe. Play it toxic. Once every generation, there comes an event that alters how we perceive our world. That changes our expectations of what is possible. This is not really one of those events. But hey, Toxic Radio has a brand new studio, and that fucking rocks. So join us in celebrating our excellent new home. Toxic Radio. Awesomer than ever before. Wow, that is so a word.
Hungry for Hope Nation, your host here, Donnie Hart. We are live with another great show of Hungry for Hope. We are in quarantine, but the show must go on. We are still going live. We will have an amazing guest on any minute. Dwayne Fletcher, we're bringing him in, but first I'm going to introduce you, my co-host.
I wish I could hit those high notes today, but I can't. We'll do it on a low tone. Big time.
Tim, great to have you here. I know you're sick. As I told our viewers, we got COVID. I got it. Yanni, who will be joining us in a little bit, got COVID, and Tim got it. So we can't be in Toxic Radio studio, but the guys at Toxic Radio were nice enough to set this up. We're all playing it safe, but the show still must go on. And that show is with Dwayne Fletcher of Guns Down, Gloves Up. I'm going to bring Dwayne on now. Dwayne, my man. Dwayne, welcome to the show.
Yes. Blessings to be on your show, man. I appreciate it.
You got that big belt. It's glaring me in the eye, man. That's nice. What's that about?
Oh, man. Over the weekend, I was in Atlanta, Georgia, and I displayed my talent, Guns Down, Gloves Up. I got a first-round knockout. Zad Judah, 6-time world champ, presented me the belt with honor. So, I'm just happy to be here, man. It all started on the back block in Philadelphia, and now we opening up for celebrities.
Dude, it's amazing. We're going to get into your story, but I watched your show. I watched the whole show in Atlanta. You were with Zad Judah, man. How is 6-time world champion? He's a big name when you think of boxing.
Yes, man. A great name, especially, like I said, we just on the streets fighting randomly. And now
you started this Guns Down, Gloves Up. We're going to get into it, but you started on the street. And now you were in Atlanta. You were with Shaquille O'Neal.
Recording me, man.
Recording. I tuned in. I knew they were going to have you part of the show, but they had some celebrities, so I thought they'd give you just a little notice. The whole show was about your organization, what you're doing. It was amazing. And so you deserve it, man. I don't hype people up, hype them up unless I believe in it. You started in a corner in Philly, like you said, right?
Yes.
And how did it feel, man? Knowing the beginnings, you're a dude who's been through some stuff. I've been through stuff, and now you finally see this vision you had years ago. And I'm sure at the time you had the vision, but sometimes we don't know if it's really going to get to where our vision is. And now it's actually coming there. How did that feel?
Oh man. To be honest, like I said, I've been doing this for like 3 years. So the visions it been installed in me. So I feel it. So I was just waiting for that moment. Like the doubt on, is this going to happen? That was like years ago. I got past the doubt, and then it was just a matter of when it's going to happen. You see what I'm saying? It went from if it's going to happen to when it's going to happen, and then it just happened, and I'm grateful for it.
Yeah, I'm sure you're happy, but yeah, you don't seem shocked. You kind of knew when you got this thing rolling. You saw the bigger picture.
Yes, I seen it actually like a year and a half ago. In the beginning, I didn't. I had an idea, but I didn't see the actual picture. So, like I said, like a year to a year and a half ago, I started seeing that picture, and it was just that moment that I was waiting to capture.
All right, man. We're going to get into Guns Down, Gloves Up, but first, I just want to ask you some questions to do with Guns Down, Gloves Up, man. We're going to start off with the first question, Dwayne. So you run this Guns Down, Gloves Up. What's one thing you wish to teach kids through Guns Down, Gloves Up that you wish you knew as a kid?
Oh man! First and foremost, anything is possible. Excuse me. At the end of the day, anything is possible. You know, no matter what age is. So, like, if I could tell the kids anything, is that you could go out there and do bad, promote bad, violence, and all that. You know, it ain't gonna get you but one or two things, and that's death or jail. You could turn your life around and start taking that same energy and do something good with it, and it get you great things. Like before this, I ain't have nothing in my name. I got a trademark in my name. I got celebrities stamping me, flying me around the country. You know, I got charities ready to donate to help the kids. You know, so it's so much. And just mind you, I used to be in and out of jail, running in and out of jail. I've been locked up over 40-something times. So in my mind, I had to come up with a psychiatric decision on what I'm going to do. So after losing so much, I just said, man, I'm tired. Like, it's time to lay it down. I'm not good at what thought I was good at. It's time to do something else.
That's amazing, man. I sat there and I kind of had the same feeling, man. My story, my comeback started in maximum security jail in Camden County, facing life in prison. I lost it all. I used to do pro wrestling, and I was sick and tired of losing. You know, like I said, things were good at one point, and then I messed up, man. It landed me in jail, and I had a picture like you that I was going to do something bigger, but now to finally be where you're at, man, I'm sure it's rewarding.
Yes. Greatly rewarding. You know, like I said, I had people reaching out that want to help the kids, that want to help me help the kids even more. You know, actually, I merged with a program that's looking for some kids that they could be able to, donate $25 into, life insurance. So if anything was to happen to them, they'll be able to have something instead of just leave that burden or that stress on the parent or something like that. So, I'm working right now for the youth.
That's awesome, man. Tim, I know Tim got some questions for you.
Yeah, one of the pillars, what's going on, Dwayne? One of the pillars of this show is, bouncing back. It's a comeback story, learning from mistakes, learning from failures, and getting back up. What would you say is one of your biggest failures? And also, but more importantly, what did you learn from it?
Now I would say I would call them failures years ago, but now I call them stepping stones and learning processes. It made me strong because the things that I went through, I don't have to go through them again. You see what I'm saying? And now that I'm older, I don't have to make the mistakes at this age. I made them when I was younger, so now I can correct them. So where let me take this somewhere else. So where I better myself at, it was with my critical thinking. You know what I mean? I used to just run around and do any and everything without thinking. But now I just, I take my time and I analyze things, So, yes, that's where we was at with it. I'm sorry, I had got sidetracked.
Oh, you're good, man. Where you at? You're
Yeah, I'm in the gym. I couldn't make it home in time because I would have missed the show. I'm not missing this one. No.
That's awesome, man. You put in a lot of work at that gym. I guess you're there every day.
Yes, every day, all day. You know, that's exactly what I do, man. I turned into like a gym rat. I don't overdo it. I'm just a gym rat. You know, I do the things that's going to make me better in life.
That's awesome. Now, any young kids watching that aren't in your program, and you know maybe they're caught up in that life. What advice would you give to the youth?
So basically, you know, I just want to tell the youth, you know, be careful. Be careful who you surround yourself with. Be careful of who you share ideas with. Sometimes you might have a beautiful idea, and then the person next to you don't want you to go out there and reach them dreams or them expectations, and they'll tell you, no, you can't. Sometimes people will place their fears on you. You can't allow somebody to place their fears on you. You go out there and you try, and if you fall, it's okay. Failure is a part of success. Ain't nobody going to just wake up and be successful. Some people do, but it's very few, you know. So all I could do is just say be mindful, you know, learn from your mistakes. Don't take your mistakes and be like, you know, learn from them, you know, dissect them and see where you went wrong. And then when you come back, don't create the same mistake. You know, stay in school, finish it. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all better yourself in every aspect that y'all can. I'm 40 years old. You know, I missed out on school. I spent a lot of my time in juvenile placements. I ain't had my mom, my dad around me. You know, drugs took a toll. So I was like a lost soul. I had uncles that was champions of the world, and they ended up getting locked up due to street crimes and all that stuff. So now I'm just a little kid running in and out of the system, feeling like nobody loved me. So I always took that anger out on people on the streets. But I never, like when I say took it out on the streets, I go around, I might steal from stores and I might cuss people out, but I never intentionally harmed nobody. I never wanted to harm nobody because I have a heart at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, I just want the people to know, like, everybody is humans. You know, we make mistakes. That don't mean you got to, you know, tear them down for the mistakes that they made. You know, try to, you know what I mean, correct them.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. You mentioned your uncles. This is something I never talked. Your uncles was Anthony with the 2 Guns and Animal.
Yes.
You know they're pretty big time boxing names in Philly.
Yes.
And I'm sure the boxing part of their life inspired you, and you got to see, like you said, they went down some roads, you know, that some bad roads, but I'm sure that showed you, you know, what not to do. And I still heard they were great people regardless of, you know, what happened. They're real respected in the Philadelphia community, especially the boxing community.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's awesome. Tim, keep on swinging, Tim.
Yeah, I mean, you've been growing Guns Down, Gloves Up for a while now. What are some of the best resources that you've made use of along the way?
I could say some of my best. First, let me give a shout out to Zab Judah. Super Zab Judah. Like, he is a GOAT. Like, when I say he helped change my life, he helped change my life. I could say, like, it's a lot of people around that definitely changed it. Like, let me see, like, the people that participate in my events, like the people that just motivate me. Sometimes I wake up, feel like I ain't want to do it, then I might crack open the DM and they be like, Fletcher, you good, you doing good, keep it going. And that motivates me too. So the people, the youth, you know, guys like y'all, the interviews, all these things motivate me, letting me know, like, you want it out here, like what you're doing is good. So it was a lot of people, like everything everybody did to motivate me was useful. I don't want nobody to think that them messages or anything went missing. Like, everything y'all doing motivates me. So that's what keep me going. And that's why I go so hard to show y'all I appreciate everything that y'all do. You know, I don't do this for me. I do this for the world, for the people, to make a change, to show better, and to show that anything's possible.
Yeah, man. You mentioned Zab Judah, and what a role model to have. Not even a role model. Now he's involved in your life. He saw something in you. This guy could pick anybody in the world. He's Zab Judah. I've seen pictures. He's with Mike Tyson, Ron Artest. You name it, he hangs out with them. And he picked just a kid from Philly who's been locked up over 40 times, somebody who's seen some bad days, and, you know, he saw something in you. That must be influential. But what other people have influenced you besides Zab Judah? What other people have influenced you, Dwayne?
David Feldman. David Feldman gave me opportunities. The Philadelphia Rec Center, King Sesson, they gave me opportunities to help the kids in the community. All the parks that allowed me to do the Guns Down, Gloves Up out there. Who else? It's like organizations around the world that also chip in too. A lot of this stuff has just been actually. It just been me. See, people think Guns Down, Gloves Up is a whole organization. It's honestly just me. If anything that comes from Guns Down, Gloves Up is just me. So I mean, it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle, but it's been so good. Like I said, I had the people to help me and lift me up and tell me my rights and my wrongs to get it by. Like who else been out there? Like my family. It's been a couple, like that name, that right there, I wasn't ready for. It's a couple of them, some names that just flew past. Some people just come and donate without even leaving the name. So it's people that I don't even know the face of that helped out.
People who believe in you, man. They're people want to donate to you unless they believed in your vision. So anybody just believing in you, man. That's cool stuff. Tim, hit him.
He hit me already like 4 times. He keeps coming swing on me. He's gonna take my belt.
You're the champ now, boy. You're the champ now, man. This ain't a celebrity championship boxing. You're hungry for hope.
Yes, man.
Here's a question I like that one of our co-hosts, Yanni, could never understand. But stepping into my shoes as the interviewer, asking the questions, what would you ask yourself that we didn't already ask you?
Why am I doing this? Why are you doing Guns Down, Gloves Up?
Dwayne Fletcher, why are you doing Guns Down, Gloves Up, Dwayne?
2003, I got shot in the face. I lost all my teeth on the left side of my body. I had to get a trach in my neck. I had feeding tubes and a staple. I was on my deathbed. My kids was very, very small. And, you know what I mean? It trickled me to see that me being 20 years old to get shot by a 14, 15-year-old. And it bothered me, it bothered me from the guidance of my mistake of creating and then the guidance of the person to actually pull the trigger. So it was like, I got to make a change. And then just the increase of gun violence, murders, shootings, and all them things in Philadelphia. Like, I got kids in Philly. It's kids and other kids in Philadelphia. It makes me, the more I see on the news, the more I see news feeds and on Instagram talking about murder here. We got more murders than days of the week, days in this year. And it's sad. So I'm not going to stop. I use my vessel. You could take me, but my word is going to be stuck here. My movement is going to continue on. We're going to make a change no matter what.
I believe every word you say, man. I've been around bullshitters. I've been around people who just say what people want to hear, but you could feel what you're saying comes from something deeper, from the heart, man. You got the wounds. That story, what really stuck out to me, you were shot. You were on your deathbed, yes. 2003. But the fact you were shot by a kid, I didn't know that part of the story. By a teenager?
Yes, 14.
And now you're, I feel like you're trying to you're even, you don't want him to, he shot you, but still you feel for why he was out there with the gun. And now you're going to try. So there's not another Dwayne Fletcher who gets shot, who has to be on their deathbed. I'm sure you were sitting there and on your hospital, your family, that must have been a traumatic experience. That's kind of, I feel like, where your vision started, I'm assuming.
Part of it. And what's so crazy about it, it wasn't just that. It's the aftermath. The aftermath, what you go through. Every loud noise, you get scared. You just, I'm in the right place at the right time. It's so much that goes on after being shot. Like
a lot of PTSD and
for years. It don't just go away.
So you got into a horrible situation and you kind of don't want other people to have to go through, even if you can save one person from going through what Dwayne Fletcher went through. That's how Hungry for Hope started, man. I was in that jail cell. Tim was addicted to drugs. We didn't know each other, but when I was sitting in that jail cell, man, it hurt. I was embarrassed. I was ashamed. I was in pain. I wasn't shot, but man, my heart hurt, and I felt like I let everybody down. I don't know how I got there, man. And I was like, I don't want anybody to ever feel what I'm feeling right now. Because this sucks, man. I can't change this. I can't go back in the time. I tried, Dwayne. If I could build a time machine and go back and stop you from getting shot, stop me from fucking up my lifelong dream of pro wrestling, ended up in jail, I would, but I can't. There's no magic potion. So that's how we started Hungry for Hope, really. We just want one person maybe not to have to go through the drug addiction Tim went through, the mess of a life I went through, or if somebody, God forbid, they are going through that, somebody got shot like in your situation, we're there to say, hey, man, we've been there. I'm sure you're there for people of gun violence, you know, like even if we can't stop, we can be there for them to help them get out of that life.
Facts. And also the thing about it is we just not going to tell them put down the guns, right? We're going to teach them how to do it, how to avoid situations, how to handle situations when they occur, and then after the fact, what to do in situations. Not only that, we're going to give them opportunities to better themselves in life. Like we could tell somebody to stop doing something, but now what they going to do with their time? So right now, I'm networking with people that'll help build generational wealth, you know what I mean, things of that nature. So when these people do stop and they change their life, they have something looking forward to them. So I mean, like, I'm just networking with people that'll help the people. You know, I enjoy my life. You know, I'm enjoying helping. It ain't nothing. I'm gonna tell you one thing for sure and two things for certain. I learned ain't nothing much more. Ain't no feeling better to me in the world than helping another person.
It's the greatest feeling, man. There's no drug. There's no nothing. Nothing, man. I'll call it not even sex. There's nothing, you know, it's just, even when people, I'm sure people reach out to you, people have reached out to us since we started this thing, and they say, you know, you changed my life, or man, you know. Now, I want to get in the Guns Down, Gloves Up, man. When Zach, I know it's been a vision of yours. When did it officially start, would you say?
2018, the world first seen me throw my hands when I had on a pair of white sweatpants with mixed match shoes, and I went viral for having 2 fights in one day. And then 2019, the summertime, a gentleman came on my block, and he was telling me what he wanted to do. He could beat it this and beat that. Man, just go home and get them gloves. He come back, and then every Philadelphia, and I say every tri-state, DMV, Maine, like anybody who had a nice page, they started posting me. And then the people was asking me, like, wow, like, where you learn how to fight from? I'm like, I don't know. Y'all, I don't know. I just got so inspired. And then, like, at that time, it was a lot of gun violence in Philly. So, you know, when we pulled up, if y'all don't understand, like, when we pulled up in 2019 in the neighborhoods, we settled gun violence. We stopped gun violence. When we used to fight, everybody would grab their phones and pay attention to it. Like 2019 summertime, when Guns Down, Gloves Up, it's documented that we ceased crime rates. Like, we really, really turned down the crime rates. So, you know, that showed me right there that this can make a change. That's what made me go super, super hard 2019.
Seeing that, I remember that surge in gun violence. And you guys had an effect on stopping that. That must have been like your first, like, holy shit.
Yes.
What I'm doing can change.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry.
You're good. So you started it then, and it started just going. Now, where did it build? How did it build from 2019 to 2021?
All right, so basically I really just had to, you know, separate myself from all types of negativity that was around me. So when I separated myself, I just came up with a decision that I'm going to just focus on the children. I'm going to better the children's lives. So I went to all my neighborhood parks, and I started teaching the kids how to throw a punch, how to move. You know, I used to have conversations with them. I give them juice, snacks, and all that, sit them down and try to give them something different. While I was in the park, King Sesson Recreational Center seen me working with the kids, and they said, no, you can come in here and work with us. Come work with us and better these kids' lives. That didn't work out, so I went right back out, you know, and now I started doing tours. During that time, I started linking with different people that believed in me, made the Guns Down, Gloves Up program, and and started linking with me. So I started going to New York, Cleveland, showing my skills, and it started getting better and better. And they like, OG, keep it moving, keep it moving. From there, I just kept going. Like the motivation just kept pushing me higher and higher. It's like, if you ever think to quit this one, I'm gonna give you something to keep going.
That's amazing, man. During this time, you're also, this was in 2019, but people, I feel like your story even goes deeper than that. And I'm sure some people in the city remember back, when was it? The 2014, you became a real life hero in Philadelphia. Is that the right year?
Yes, it is. Yes.
I remember this. I didn't know you back then. This story swept up the city. Her name was, what was the young lady's name?
Carlisha Freeman Gaithers.
Carlisha. She was, tell us the Carlisha story, man. You tell it best. This is an amazing story. Everybody tuning in, listen to this story.
All right, so the Carlisha Freeman Gaithers story, she got kidnapped by a serial rapist. So what had happened was, I was coming out my house to go to the store and get something to eat with late night snacks. When I came out my house, it was a female. Down Germantown, the blocks are dark and they long, and there's a lot of trees and bushes. So it's a very scary sight. So when I was coming out my house, I seen a young lady walking on the streets, but she kept looking back. I don't know if it was for the bus or whatever reasons. So I crossed over on the other side of the street and I started walking fast so she could calm down or whatever. And I made a left on Culture. Once I made a left on Culture, I get to the middle of the block, almost to Germantown Avenue, and I hear a scream. The scream was help, help. It wasn't no stop, Wayne, I don't want to be with you no more. It was a help, help. My body poured me to the situation. It took me there. At the same time, I'm placing the call. I'm like, a girl is being kidnapped. So mind you, I'm still running. I'm zigzagging up the block trying to see what's going on. But by the time I get there, the guy already dragged the girl into the car. And when I get close to it, the back windows just explode. Boom, boom. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I retreat. Just, I don't know if it's a gunshot. I don't know what's going on, but I just know it's a big bang, bang, bow, and the windows blow out. So the car start moving. So when the car move and take off, I go over there. It's cell phones. It's a cell phone and the glasses on the ground. Pick up my phone again, call 911. The girl just been kidnapped in front of my face. So when they come, I guess they ain't believe me because, so whatever happened, the next day I come back out to the crime scene. The news reporter there, he asked me what happened. I walked him through it. Then we find the pair of the gloves that the guy had on. So the news reporter called a crime team, seen it. They came and chalked off everything. And now they put the FBI, the CIA, the DEA all on this one girl. So the guy never knew that anybody seen this. He just coasting on his way to Maryland, swiping her credit card, stopping at the stores and everything. So by me even reporting it, the cops get the video, they see it. They was able to capture the guy, save the girl life before anything super, super bad was to happen to her. And, they blessed me by calling me the hero, things of that nature.
It's coming from the police, the girl, and her family. They said without Dwayne Fletcher, she'd be dead.
Yes, or a cell phone left in the middle of the streets.
You saved her life. This was a national story. The only thing that sticks out, I'm thinking 2003, Dwayne Fletcher almost gets killed in gun violence. The last thing I'm thinking you want to go is towards something that is violent, but something in you went right towards where you knew there's a good chance you could get shot, let's be honest. And there was a good, but something inside you, even though you've been through bad, you did over 40 times in jail, man. A lot of people, might have doubted that somebody who went through something so bad could still have such a good heart. Like, that's the first thing you say about yourself, your heart. Just because you went to jail or whatever doesn't make somebody a bad person. Some of the best people I know are people who, done some bad things or been in some bad places.
Yes.
Were you scared when you ran in? Were you even thinking when you heard that scream? You're from that neighborhood. You've seen bad stuff.
Like I was very, very scared. Like, trust me, I was scared because of the fact that I didn't know what was going on. I knew for sure something bad was going on. I didn't know what was going on. And the thing about it is I felt more ashamed that I couldn't get that girl out of that car before the car. On my Facebook at that time,
you said you couldn't sleep. I remember, right?
I couldn't sleep. None of that stuff. Because why? A whole girl got snatched in my, and come to find out it wasn't gunshots. The window, she just hit him in the head with a hammer and then bust the windows out. So you telling me I could have ran up on that car and he had no gun, so I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep not knowing that. So I'm like, no, if y'all can't find her, then I'm it's going to sit on me bad. But I guess God knew everything that I meant that was genuine, and they found her. Out of all the females in the world, they found that girl. Listen what I'm saying. Females get kidnapped every day, all day in this world. They put the FBI, the CIA, the DEA, every law enforcement agency to find that girl.
Because of you.
Man, I couldn't deal with that one because I'm right there. The only person she's screaming for help, I'm out there. And then not even that. A car pulled up. That car backed up and backed away. A guy got out that car. He was 6'9", 300 pounds, and he told me I'm minding my business. I said, "Wow, bro, wow." I said, "All right, but you know what I mean. Everything ain't for everybody." So.
And the other thing of that story, man, it's an amazing story. But the one thing that stuck out to me, I got to ask you, that they came out right away. They were calling you a hero. I think like one of the doctors, you were everywhere as this hero. The cops are like, this man deserves the reward money. This man's a hero. And then some months later, I read in the paper, these cops who were calling you, you did their job. At first, they didn't believe you. You saved this girl's life. And is there truth? The city backed out. And at first, you know, that reward money, you saved her life.
Yeah,
what happened? How did the city treat you after that?
Oh, man. Me personally, they just called me a hero so they could clean up what they didn't do when I first called. You see what I'm saying? That's
Absolutely.
Why they put all the law enforcement agents. So they called me a hero so I could get all the attention so they could clean up everything. So what happened was after they got everything and got the story and all that together, that's when they like, oh, we don't need Fletcher no more, and you're not getting none of the reward money. They ain't give me nothing. They said a lady in Maryland walked out her house on her lawn, found a piece of paper from Philadelphia where the guy walked in the store and bought some food before he kidnapped her. How y'all know? How she know? Then they get the rest of the money to a guy who put a GPS on the bottom of the car because, dude, all this is that let me know right now. They take everything away. I left it on. God blessing me for what I did then. I'm getting blessed right now.
Dwayne, I'm sorry to bring that up, but I feel like it's a part of your story we need to bring up.
Yes.
Because you did something good. This guy who, a lot of people looked at as a bad guy because you finally did something amazing that you would have did your whole life. That was you. That's who Dwayne Fletcher is, a guy with a big heart who will help somebody in need. You said it's not for everybody. It's for a guy like you to step up, put your life on the line. And you did that on a national level. You saved somebody's life. And then the city turned their back on you. Was there ever a point where you said, man, maybe I should go back to doing bad shit? Now that you're doing such great shit, was there ever like something in your head, like maybe doing the right things not worth it? Maybe nice guys don't finish first. They finish last. Was there ever that moment?
It wasn't that I shouldn't have did it. It was more of like, why are y'all doing this to me? It wasn't I would do it. Like if anything, I always said to myself, if I could do it all over again, I would have ran to that car no matter what. That's the only thing I want to do over. I want to stop her from being taken to Chesapeake, Maryland. That's the only thing. Other than that, it's just like I'm okay with it. I was hurt that they didn't give me the funds because at the time I'm just coming home. I'm trying to get my life together. And then y'all put me all on blast on social media, on the news. I don't know who y'all looking for. This dude could come back and come find me. I don't even know what's going on. So for y'all to just kick me to the curb after you got him to confess to, taking deals and all that, it's like, wow, like that's what y'all do to everybody.
But you still are doing good things, man. You still didn't let that just, I think that's why I had to bring up that part, man. I don't want to bring up stuff. I know it's a rough thing, but I had to bring that up just to get over the point of it's amazing. I think that you're not letting them affect you, man. They used you for their little, oh, good guy. You gave a shout out to, the ex-convict. That's all it was. They fucked up and they tried to make it. But that can that could break people, you know. That might have turned some people to never want to do good again.
Facts.
It's
Well, I'm
amazing. And then, you know, that was 2014, and then you get to 2018 and 2019. You're doing the Guns Down, Gloves Up. Have you ever talked to Carlisa again, or?
You know, we shared texts. We talked. We talked. We definitely talked. You know, it took like probably like a year or so, 2 years before we even mentioned. But we definitely we had a talk. But I never touched on, you know, that topic. You know, she definitely appreciated what I did. She told me she didn't know that I was there. She didn't know that anybody was even following her. So, you know, that was good, man. And what kept me afloat on that situation was it was people on my DM telling me like, it's missing kids out there right now, and it's still missing. And you motivating them to know that somebody out there that's fighting for them. You know, you get them inspiration, you get them hope to know that somebody out there will fight for them. And that drove me, man. Like the comments, like Dr. Oz, like I've been on Dr. Oz. They made 3 mini movies about me on ID channel. You know, so I mean, like even though I ain't get the money, I'm grateful. I'm grateful because I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I think that's just what's a testimony to see if my face was or whatever I'm doing is genuine. You know, I mean, it's paying off now. So you know, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yeah, and now to get back to the guns, you say that the Guns Down, Gloves Up. You're actually giving these kids a program. You have mentioned some to me. What else besides just boxing? What's the Guns Down, Gloves Up program exactly for the kids?
Okay, so what we do is we get them alternatives. When we tell them to put down the gloves, we give them critical thinking, we give them conflict resolution, we give them youth empowerment. Any job opportunities come about, we'll try to give it to them. We want to feed families because we know a lot of these problems come from like broken homes, you know, fatherless home, motherless homes, financial problems, lack of education, and all these things. So we trying to give these, not just give them one, we trying to place all these things underneath one building so they'll be able to come in and work on these things, you know, and better themselves. We got so much. I bring all of I try to show them the people I've met, to motivate them, to inspire them, like anything that I could do to help bring the youth up. So we just want to give all positive pull-ups. We leave all negative stuff out there. We don't want to indulge in the negativity. We don't even want to surround ourselves in that negativity. Negativity gonna come, but we know how to work our way around it and through it. So that's what Guns Down, Gloves Up about. It's just settling beef, unnecessary beef, family feuds, long beefs, neighborhood feuds. We just want to settle it because sometimes these young boys growing up, they just be handed guns and they don't even know why they're killing each other. They don't even know the backstory on it. So my whole thing is, you know, give them another alternative, man. Just give them another alternative.
All right. Yeah, that's right now. We're going to bring in Yanni the Greek. He's our sports guy. He's been tuning in. He does some stuff behind the scenes for the show. I think he has a couple questions he'd like to ask you. Yanni, welcome to the show, Jan.
What's going on, Dwayne? First off, thank you for sharing that story. It was really amazing just listening to it, you know, hearing you come up and how you've just been working at this thing for now almost like 20 years. Like, you mean, this is like a serious part of your life that you've been dedicating to trying to do your part. You know what I mean? We all understand the gun violence in Philadelphia. It's sad. There's not much we can do about it, but you're doing your part. And that's so important. And just the more and more people that are doing what you're doing, you know what I mean? We all piece it together. Maybe we can finally, at some point in time, lower that crime rate. So thank you for that. First off,
appreciate you.
Definitely. So the first question I had is, how are you able to separate yourself from, you know, kind of the crowd you were running with that maybe you weren't doing such great things? How were you first able to separate yourself from that?
Well, when Guns Down, Gloves Up started first taking off, I started gaining things, you know, genuine love and all that stuff. And I've been running with a crowd for over 30 years. You know, I'm gonna say, well, you know, I'm 40 years old. But I've been running with a crowd for over like 20 years. I ain't gained nothing but jail times and war scars. I've been running with Guns Down, Gloves Up for 3 years. I got more in my life, more in my name than I ever had, without looking over my shoulder. without hurting anybody. You know, so it ain't take me a rocket scientist. You know, I looked at it, I said, oh, over here, I'm getting things that I never had before. I'm going to stay to it. I don't want it. You know, and plus I already been genuine. I don't condone in unnecessary things. You know, I don't.
That's nice. That's good stuff. So tell people though, maybe that don't know. I mean, how is it that kids, you know, like preteens or whatever, get involved with guns and stuff? You kind of touched on it there a little bit before I hopped on. How is it that like that's in the culture and everything? I mean, listen, I'll cop to it. I've grown up in the suburbs my whole life, man. I haven't held a gun until I was like, you know, an adult, right? And so tell some people who are kind of like me who don't really know, how does that get started?
Oh man, it starts in our household, from what we be able to see and hear and what we be able to touch. It starts from like recklessness. Sometimes parents may have a firearm for whatever reason, but they don't really put it up. So when we watch these video games, they don't do nothing but prep us. When we see these videos and then they show you if you kill somebody, you can get jury and all that stuff. These kids is just, they want that. All they want is instant gratification. You know, so basically you might got a guy who might got the money, but not the heart. But he got a young boy with no money and a whole lot of heart. Hey, let's exchange. Let me use your heart and I give you my money. And that's all it takes. So now when he gets stuck in that, taking a life, his whole life's changed. He either going to feel something bad or he going to continue on doing bad. So right there, like kids think nobody never telling them the backstory. What happened after you take that soul? What happened when you go to jail? Nobody don't tell that story. Nobody don't go and talk to them kids. They don't want to tell that story. Why? Because that's going to change a lot of these kids' life, man. You know how many juveniles we got locked up for murder or attempted murder? It's a shame. So where's all the parents or the adults that we out there, we strung out on drugs or we lost? Mom got to work all day, so she just leave a video game and a cell phone with the kids. We lost. We don't have no guidance. And when I say we, I'm talking about the urban community. I don't care if you black, white, Chinese, Puerto Rican. If you're in an urban community, you've been affected. I got homies that came from the suburbs, and just because they interacted with us, they can't come back to the suburbs. You got people in the suburbs that got that was strung out on drugs, came down Frankfurt, and never made it back home. So I'm speaking for everybody. This ain't got nothing to do with the hood. This got something to do with the world. Like, we all struggling. I don't care where you at. We all struggling for something. So until we understand that we need to come together as one, it's not going to work. It's not going to work.
I'm so glad you said that just there, because I think that is kind of like the stigma of that people think that, okay, you know, some kids grow up in, you know, maybe a poor neighborhood or whatever it is, or the wrong neighborhood, and that's what it is. But it's not like that. It's not. I mean, Tim, we talk about it with Tim all the time too. Like, you know what I mean? He didn't end up in Kensington because he was just like, oh, let me go one day. Like, and I want to hang out here. No, that's just kind of how shit turned out. So I'm glad you put it that way, to let people know, like, this isn't something that was just going to happen to this kid, right? This is something that is preventable. It's something that people, you know, like us right here on the show can do. People on the street can do. I mean, hell, your story about saving that girl, you were just walking, living your life, right? You just happened to be at the right place at the right time and did the right thing. I mean, so it's a powerful message that you're putting out there. I'm glad you said it like that. So people need to know, man, this stuff is a serious, real problem. It's not just stuff you see in the movies. You know what I mean? Like, it's been TV shows. Nah, this is something that's really happening, but something that is preventable.
Yeah. Yes. Definitely is.
Now, Yanni brought up a point. Just while our listeners are listening, man, people might want to help. They might want to connect with Dwayne Fletcher. They might want to donate, help your cause. How can they connect with you or donate or help you anyway? By T-shirts? We want to know how our people. We're going to share later, but you can tell them right now also.
Right now, I'm building my website so I could be able to have everything I'm doing right now. I'm reconstructing. I'm building a better website so I could get my fan base landing page. But for now, you can follow me on Instagram at Gunz Down, and that's GUNZDOWN _Glovez, GLOVEZUP, and the number 2. And anything, any questions, anything you need to ask me about the program, about donations, or anything, you could definitely inbox me. And future notices, I will have my links up to it. You know, other than that,
we'll put your Instagram thing on. But Dwayne, your story, we're not done with you, but your story is so amazing. Us personally at Hungry for Hope, I want to donate $100 to help you anyway.
Thank you.
You tell us where to send the money. It's yours. Anything we can do, I'd like to buy merchandise too on top of that, shirts, whatever I can do to help. I love to give my time usually too.
You can fight Tim if you want.
No, man, we buddies, man. I'm not, you know, we buddies, man. You know, I set him up a fight, but I ain't fighting none of my buddies, man. You know, I keep my relationships.
We would love to donate on behalf of Hungry for Hope. You know, we'll reach you after this, and anything else, obviously, we can do to help. But
thank you.
I also had another question for you, man. I told you a little about Hungry for Hope, where it came from, man. It came from a dark spot. We live great lives right now. We're a little sick with COVID now, but this is how much this thing means to us that we refuse. All 3 of us have COVID because we all are together literally every day we're trying to do, what can we do for the nonprofit? Let's go out to the street. Let's help people. That's what we're doing. We're always together. So I'm not shocked that all 3 of us got it. You know, they're the 3 people I'm with. They have the same vision as me. But Hungry for Hope, Dwayne, it's all about giving hope to people who may have lost it and need it most. What does hope mean to you, Dwayne?
Hope. Hope means for me, it's like when I say hope. Hello?
We're here.
Okay, no, all the screens are like, all right, there we go. Hope is like, you know, it's like a picture that just need detail. You got everything. All you gotta do is put the work into it just to brighten that horizon. It's like hope is like I got something to look forward to. Hope is, you know, that motivation I need maybe to move forward. You know, hope is something that wants me to come get it. Like when you tell me that hope is just like it's something to live for. You know what I mean? And you have an opportunity to make it come through. You know, I hope he's a good person. Now, when I get to learn that he's a good person, my hope then came true. You see what I'm saying? Like now it's no longer a hope I know. So hopes is just something that I'm interested in. You know, I just want to see what's going on, and when I figure it out, I can make my decision on it. So, you know, hope is it's a lot to me. Hope means a lot to me.
That's awesome. Now, I'm sure when you started, you said you had this vision, and you probably hope it would be what you thought. And now your hope, your vision is coming. We mentioned earlier you were in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes.
I just want people, Zab Judah put this event based around Guns Down, Gloves Up. Shaquille O'Neal was there. Pac-Man Jones, Young Jock, the Yin Yang Twins did a performance.
Yes.
A bunch of boxers, a who's who of celebrities, and they were featuring you. At the end, they donated some paintings, and Zab is donating the proceeds to them to Guns Down, Gloves Up.
Facts. And
it seems like he's in your corner now. I know we talked about it. How did that feel, man? That weekend, I saw you at the Sugar Factory for the press conference. How was that weekend? Now that you're back in Philly, you're right back in the gym doing what you're doing. You took no days off. How does it feel? Did you sit down for a moment on your way home, or when you got back to Philly, or after your fight, after you destroyed that guy, and say, like, you know, my dreams are coming true?
On that, listen, right? I'm gonna tell you something like this. I said, first, I didn't even know Shaq was in the building. Secondly, I didn't even know Zab Judah donated that money to me. So when I looked up and jumped on the ropes, I'd never seen Shaq right there. When I finished my fight and I come out the ring, I'm looking, I'm like, yo, that's Shaq. Man, he was watching me the whole time they record, and I'm like, wow, I got Zab Judah, Shaquille O'Neal, And I got Mystic Zach right here with their phones out, recording with a smile on their face. And by far, I got Pac-Man Jones talking about some Fletcher, you family now. I got Easy E's son. Easy E's son said, man, you know, a lot of people be talking, but Fletcher, you stuck to your word. I got Chris Colbert. The only guy better than him right now or above him right now is Steven Shakur. Telling me how great I am, telling me you're a champ. I mean, Corey Saints, all these guys, man. I watch these guys on TV, and to tell me all of them is in one arena, one building watching me. I'm like, man, listen, none of that stuff was scripted. Everything just came out because, like, it was just so amazing to even be there, like to be there to show the world what I got, like.
You stood out, man. There were so many people. I watched it from beginning to end. The only reason I say so tuned in was watching your expressions. Even when you were in the corners on the guys, I always say I'm such a good judge of telling when somebody's fake, when they're being something they're not. That's the thing. I could deal with people who messed up, but people who don't admit to their wrongs and aren't real and honest. And hey, yeah, you know, I might have been to jail 40 sometimes, but I'm a good dude. I'm trying to do good. You know, I could deal with that all day. Somebody who's lying or they're not who they say they are.
Right.
Fuck out of here. I don't want you. I don't want nothing to do with you. I'm not watching you, man. You could see you were somebody who had this energy. Even when you came out to the ring, you were dancing. I was, you know, I'm going through this COVID thing. I wasn't feeling too hot. I was in quarantine, and watching your energy, like, it even inspired me. Like, even, you know, us, even guys who, you know, I still need inspiration every day. And I get inspiration, like, from guys like you. You couldn't fake that, right? Like you said, that was all real.
Right.
That's just amazing. I think anybody watching the show, it has to give them hope. People who are coming from the areas you came from gun violence, parts of the city where, you know, it's a lot of gang violence and gun violence. And anybody who is watching this, I know you said stuff. Would you like to leave anybody with a message who's watching this? Maybe somebody who came from the same streets as you, the same struggles, have been victims of gun violence. Anything you want to share with them, man? What does Dwayne want to tell the world?
Yes, I definitely want to tell y'all, you know, like I said, anything is possible. Don't matter the age. Don't put no age on it. I'm 40 years old running around here like I'm a little kid, you know. You know, don't never let nobody tell you what you can't do. Don't dedicate too much time into others. You know, you want to work with yourself and the people that are going to inspire you and lift you up. You know what I mean? It's always good to team up with people, but y'all got to have the same dreams, same goals. You know, y'all got to be on the same drive. It's a difference between a colleague and a peer. You know, a peer is somebody you might start it off with, but somewhere y'all went two different ways. A colleague is somebody who still believes in everything you're doing. Y'all going to lift each other to get y'all where y'all have to go. So we got to understand and know the difference between them two. And with that being said, you know, it's good to always write your dreams and your goals down. You know, we could talk about it. People don't want to hear the talk anymore. They want to see the action. So you start writing your dreams and your goals down. You start acting on them, and nobody ain't got a pat on your back to tell you no. It took me 3 years to get patted on the back and all that. It took me 3 whole years of working every day to get patted on the back. I'm okay with that, you know, because I did it because I wanted to do it. And if it don't motivate you when you wake up, if you don't got a smile, you don't go to sleep thinking about it, that's not your dreams. That don't mean like you got to stop, you know, just find something else, you know. It's supposed to motivate you. It's supposed to uplift you. You know, so guns down, gloves up. I don't have no other type of conversations. Like, all I do is talk about guns down, gloves up all day. So, you know, like I said, man, just stay positive, stay motivated, surround yourself with people that's going to uplift y'all, get y'all positive pull-ups, and keep it going. When the problems come, you know, just don't blow the casket, don't blow the top off, you know, think them through, man. Try to relax yourself, breathe, move side, you know, and handle what y'all got to handle.
That's amazing, Dwayne. I'm so glad we were finally able to have you on. I'd love to do more with you in the future.
Yeah. Yes.
Any way we can help you, support you, man. I'm real picky with my time nowadays. I wasted so many hours and so many minutes of my life, years on the wrong people, on the wrong things. So now I'm real picky about who I put it, man. And when I find people deserving of my time, I just want to give them as much as I can. I want to thank you, man. I know you're a busy guy. You even stayed longer at the gym. You could be home. You stayed for us. I appreciate it, Dwayne.
No problem.
We're going to let you get back to everything. I'll reach out to you after the show, man. I just want to thank you for coming on the show, Dwayne. I'm sure these guys want to thank you. Tim,
Excellent.
anything you got to say?
It,
I know you're feeling a little under the weather.
Yeah. No, sorry I couldn't answer questions. I'm feeling a little rough, but whenever I get cleared, I want to put hands on Yanni, so you can set that up to it.
Yeah, can they have a fight? Guns down, gloves up.
I got it.
He's gonna be hungry for my hands.
Oh, listen, we got y'all. We got
I'm gonna
y'all.
throw more of that COVID in your face, man. You're done. It's over.
All right, Dwayne, we're gonna let you get out of here, man. You're the man. I always been a fan of you, man. Thank you.
Blessings to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all letting me come on Hunger for Hope, man. Y'all have a blessing.
All right, see you, brother.
Everyone.
Guys, man.
That was fun.
That was I feel like shit, but that was I'm sweating. I
only lost consciousness a couple times. So
yeah, I tried to give Tim a break. Guys, that was pretty amazing. Yanni, you came in. What did you think about Dwayne? All I'm thinking is once we get healthy, we need this guy in the studio.
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, we've hit on some really good guests that we need to hear more from, and Dwayne's absolutely one of those guests. I mean, the story he told about saving that girl's life, pretty much, right? Like I was on the edge of my seat listening to every word. So hopefully, you guys listening, you all appreciated that.
I know I say it every week. I say this is like the most, but yeah, like guys like him, and even like Matt Davies, man, his story really moved me. And then like every time we have somebody like Destiny, I'm like more blown. I know I don't bring the guest on if I don't think they're going to be good, but I'm even blown away by his story, his heart. Guy speaks with a lot of emotion, man. He's a stand-up. He's a class act. But we all got the COVID thing going on right now. We just want to thank. How you feeling, Yanni?
Luckily, I think. To speak for the two of us, at least, I guess we didn't get too big of we got a little bit of a mild strain. We're all right. They're just not letting me get to work, which is really annoying. So that's just where I'm at right now, spending entirely too much time in this office here instead of my regular office. But I'll be all right, Donnie. I appreciate you asking.
Anything you want to say to anybody, Yanni, who you've had COVID, you tested positive. It's been like 10 days now. You're at the end almost.
Hopefully.
You're itching. It wasn't too bad for you. Anybody worried about it? You wanna say anything to anybody about COVID now that we all have experienced this?
Not really. Just if you do, end up positive, just monitor yourself. It seems like the virus just tries to throw some stuff at you, and obviously I don't have any kind of pre-existing condition that it's picking on. But just keep tabs on how you feel. And whatever it is that you think you need to kind of, overcome it at that time, go ahead and do that. You know what I mean? If you're cold, bundle up. If you're coughing, get it out, all that stuff. Just keep an eye on how you feel. And I think you'll be able to push through it.
Yeah, man. That's for me, the coughing, it's weird. Like I took a test and it came back negative, and I thought I was okay. And then I took another test. I had all the symptoms, and then they're not there. It is an up and down. Tim, how are you feeling, man? Anything you'd like to tell anybody?
The only pre-existing condition it's picking on is my resentment to Yanni. But other than that, it's just fatigue. Like I feel like that for energy at all times. Mm-hmm. And then it will come and go. Like different things will come and go. There's only like maybe 1 or 2 hours out of the day, and I felt really, really, really bad the past couple days. But other than that, like I can still do my work from home, still do that. I feel blessed by the ability to do that, not have to get crippled and cough, anything like that. But we're only 4 days in from what it looks like, so hopefully sooner than later.
Yeah, no doubt. I think we got lucky on this one, and we're not really dealing with anything bad. So, Hungry for Hope Nation, don't worry about us. All right, we're gonna be all right.
We're gonna be all right, man. And I want to, one guy who motivates me is one of our guests is Michael Bell, Relentless Pursuit. He's always sending me motivational stuff, so I put his shirt on because I needed that extra motivation today. There was no way I was canceling today's episode. We could have, and people would have understood, but I'm happy. We should have some kind of in the studio show. Hopefully next week. Yanni's going on 10 days already. came in contact with it over a week
I just
ago.
got to get the hell out of this house.
Yeah, so me and Yanni, hopefully we're gonna play it safe. We're not gonna put anybody at risk. So we're gonna see how we do, the symptoms and the test, but hopefully we see everybody next week because we have an amazing guest next week. We're juggling things right now, but I'm gonna announce the guests very soon. And man, I love our guests, man. But Hungry for Hope Nation, thanks for tuning in. Tim, man, I know you're not feeling good. Thank you. Big shout out to your family. I hope they feel okay. Yanni, thanks for tuning in. Your questions were great. Toxic Radio, thank you. Hungry for Hope Nation, we are out of here. Fuck COVID.